Right, if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise, a morning on Enterprise Television, and now to our main conversation for today. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State has secured the nomination of the All Progressives Congress APCs for the forthcoming November 16 governorship election following his declaration as the party's candidate. Aiyedatiwa clinched the nomination with a resounding victory, amassing a total of 48,569 votes in the primaries. His closest contender, Mayuwa Akifolari, trailed behind him with 15,343 votes, while Chief Olushola Oke secured the third position with 14,865 votes. The announcement was made by the chairman of the Governorship Primary Election Committee and Governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Ododo. Governor Ododo, reflecting on the competitive nature of the primaries, highlighted the rigorous contest that characterized the electoral process. The primaries held across 18 council areas of Ondo State witnessed fervent participation from party members and supporters, with the nomination secured Aiyedatiwa and the APC now shifted their focus to consolidating support and rallying behind their candidate as they prepare to face off against opponents in the November election. Returning officer in Ifodore, Oliver Opala, said the violence demanded the exercise in the area, hence no voting. In all the words, speaking before party's electoral officers reeled out the results from the 18 council areas, Governor Usman Ododo reminded the party faithful that the real election lay with all of them as members of the APC. And still with us in the studios to do justice to this very sensitive news reportage that we have is Dr. Evans Ufeli. Thank you so very much, sir, for being hanging on around. And also, let's talk about this primaries. Of course, we'd love to start by saying congratulations to Lucky Aiyedatiwa for clinching that nomination. And of course, it comes with lots of issues here and there. The APC have organized a protest to say they are not in support of that. They say it was made by irregularities and so on and so forth. But the PDP particularly have come to say it was a charade of an election. Do you believe that so?
Yes, there were a lot of dissenting view as to what Ododo said yesterday, having been the one who organized it. And we have seen also that there are a lot of dissenting views that the election itself, that there were no electoral materials in the first place. That whatever result they read out yesterday had been written somewhere before it was read out and all that. So, and if you look at the results, you see how each of them came close to the other. And some of the party members are saying, come and show us the electoral material you use to compute these results when you didn't have really. And there was even violence in some place, Okitipupa, I recall, where there were a lot of... so, you see, these primaries, again, show that we have not learned anything from the past, the present, and I don't know about the future. We have not learned anything. See, there's nothing... You see this now. It's not different from the way the last primaries was organized. Because the outcome of this one, everybody's heading to court again. Then later now, the public will now say, all eyes on the judiciary. Which judiciary? Look at what primaries is in-house.
In-house.
You understand? Intra-party. So they cannot even organize, not just in that state. In Edo, the same thing. In fact, Edo own one after the primaries, they will produce 3 winners. You understand? And things like that. So we are not learning anything political. We are not building and developing an ideology, a political ideology that our children will read in future and be proud of it. You understand? We were technically fortunate when we're reading about the constitutional development in Nigeria, because perhaps we were born at a time when, you know, when you read history, you are not reading the future, you are reading the past. And that's why it's called history.
Yeah.
Political development in Nigeria, when we're, you know, talk about how the colonial master left off. how the first political party, what happened, the second one, what happened. You know, all the republics up until the fourth republic. You see the intrigues there. You see how ideology played a role, even though it was not totally perfect. But at least the contestants, the political parties, they had an objective and they worked towards these objectives. You understand? So you could see the variation of ideas in those days. But today, it's just an horizontal line, a flat line. All the political parties, none of them can even come up with any agenda or ideology. It's about money, and all that. So we have deteriorated badly. When those who are born now, in the next 20 years, when they'll be reading about the political history of Nigeria, they'll be reading largely what has happened now. Okay, how primaries will be conducted and there will be no electoral materials, but there will be results. There will be no election, there will be results and all that. They will also be reading how an ex-governor who is a suspect is to be arrested. The sitting governor comes to the place, chase everybody out like chicken, take him and leave. That's what our children will be reading 20 years from now. So they will be shocked, really. They will be shocked the way we have plundered ourselves and plundered the country, especially politically and when the areas of governance. They will also be shocked at some of us who were also docile when all these things happened. In fact, some of them will be asking us, where were you when all these things happened? We'll be telling them that we're sleeping, we're looking at them, we didn't want to die. See, we are creating a very big problem for ourselves.
Now let's look at the APC as a party. It's the ruling party right about now, and of course with the Ondo State issue, particularly amusing is the way the PDP actually dramatized, what they said and the report. They say Ododo is the one that conducted the primaries for Ondo State, and before now, the dad of Rotimi Akeredolu was equally conducted by Yahaya Bello.
Yes.
And also, and what decided then was that the list of delegates weren't even mentioned or weren't even presented when Rotimi Akeredolu, got the nomination for.
There was no accreditation. No accreditation. It's that list of delegates who used to do accreditation.
Exactly.
That if you stand and call your name, I will check the list. If it's on the list, we'll tick it.
Yes.
Then you move on. They will give you electoral materials. You vote and you move on. So there was no list of delegates, no electoral material. Why didn't they just adopt the part of the electoral act that says you can have consensus candidates and let other aspirants write and sign? Well, that's what they are supposed to do. This one now, they went and started to do all this. Then they will start to doctor materials they will use to go and present as evidence in court. And they will run into trouble. They should have done they could resolve, act the way they ought to act. I don't know why. The Electoral Act have given you options. You understand? It's either you go outrightly for the primaries, okay, or you have a consensus candidate. You understand? What they did not adopt what they ought to do. What they did was they made the public to believe that they're going out for the outright primaries. To have a nominee. And they turned out to construct it or do it in a way that looked like they all just agreed that Aiyedatiwa should be their nominee. That's what it looks like. So the PDP coming out to say what they are saying is a part of raising the question of irregularities. But in law, you cannot question, the PDP can only say that verbally and criticize. But in law, you cannot go to court to challenge the primaries when you're not a member of that.
Exactly, very true.
That's 1, 2. You cannot go and challenge it when you were not a contestant. You understand? Because the Electoral Act has reduced it, unlike before, where anybody can go to court. So they are going to battle with that in court. They already see. The moment they concluded the election, Ododo went out and started saying that we should all forget about what has happened. Everybody should rally around against yes, sir. So what they will do at the end of the day is to push people to rally around. Those who will descend, they use money, use anything. If anything does not work, then they will go to court. So it's not. We're not doing. It was when the reports were coming in yesterday and all that, yesterday, day before yesterday, the way they were going about it showed that the outcome of this might not be very okay. And INEC was there. You understand? So when they get to court, at least INEC will also make a representation. They will call as witnesses. Of course, they are a nominal party. They will be sued, and they will make their own evidence known to the court. But I think that the APC, a party in the center that is driving the country, should do better than what we got. Because if the APC have not been able to conduct themselves well, I don't know the moral justification they have to tell anybody in Nigeria to be upright and do the right thing. They are not doing the right thing. From the leadership to the political parties to the election they conduct and all that, they keep throwing caution to the wind. And I find it very disturbing because if we continue like this, we'll get to a point where we no longer know exactly what we are doing any longer because we have done so much wrong in our political sphere.
Now, still talking on those states, of course, we would excuse a chastisement from the PDP for the APC on how they conducted their primaries. In a couple of days or weeks from now, the PDP would also go to nominate theirs. About 16 candidates for that. Already, they've raised over 256 million naira as nomination form for that.
Yes.
Now, why do you think we wouldn't equally have the same issue, just like we had for the APC?
Is it different? I mean, this one is not 16 persons. There is the PDP that is talking, and they are not different from the APC. We've seen it all over from different states, except maybe in this particular one that is coming. They want to redefine the primaries process for us. If they are prepared for that, fine. Okay, because now they are criticizing. At least this one did not come up with 2-3 candidates, 3 nominees. Or at least this one, there was no parallel primaries. You know, normally what will happen before is that as this Aiyedatiwa, as Ododo one is going on, somebody will start another one somewhere and take some nominees there, so you have 2 results. And we saw that in Edo and how they resolved it. It happened in Rivers, where the court now say they have to strike out. They should have no nomination. That's in the 2019 election, right? It also happened in Zamfara. Okay, so let the PDP now teach us, or let them, since they are criticizing APC, let them come and redefine it. Let's see electoral materials. Okay, let's see a list of the nominees. Okay, let's see how they will go through the process of accreditation, of voting, and compilation of results. And let INEC observe and make their own reports. You understand? So if we have it like that, fine. If they are not able to do that, they should agree. The electoral act allow it. They should agree as long as all the contestants will write a letter. Say they support. It's allowed by electoral act. Nomination is not compulsory that there must be election for nomination.
Oh, okay. So they can just have like a consensus and have one person.
It's not compulsory. The electoral act had, it's not compulsory. You can all agree and get someone. Because voting too, in a way, is like agreeing that one person should, even though they will have others that will vote for that person, who have their own job. But if everybody agrees, there's no point wasting resources to do that. So perhaps the PDP want to give us a good case study that will at least assuage our very disappointments all the while from Edo now to this dispensation. The 2 states that we've had election in the 2024 primary election is that Ondo and Edo. So we look forward to that.
All right. So with your long years of experience, if I might ask, in of course looking at these issues and analyzing them and making sense from them and so on and so forth, do you think it's possible to have a PDP hurt the APC when the election comes up?
Hurt the APC? I don't know.
Yes, as in take over the governance, if possible.
In that state?
Yes, in Ondo State.
Well, it's possible now. What is not possible? Except that it's not a state where the PDP also have, considerable ground and support in that state. We've seen that over the years. The contest, I think, even the last election, it was not a wide defeat. It was not a wide defeat. Wasn't a wide defeat. We've seen that played out between Akeredolu and Jegede, someone Jegede. So it was not a wide defeat too. That state is politically active, very politically active and all that. So if the APC do not conduct their house and put themselves in order, I mean, at the center in 2015, the PDP lost to the APC at the federal. So talk more of a state, they are able to do. It's just that the only thing that's affecting PDP now is the division among them.
Okay.
Yes, their own problem have not been resolved. They have so much problem in that political party that sometimes I ask myself, is it the political party that said they will be in power for 60 years? Because, I mean, they were in power for 16 years. That 16 years, not like they managed it well. They didn't manage it well. They were reckless. It was when they left that they started looking at, we could have done this, we would have done that. And now they are criticizing the APC seriously because those ones too are not even, they are not even doing as much as expected with all the criticism. And I remember when Lai Mohammed was at the opposition, when Lai Mohammed was a spokesman of the party, then in opposition, during Jonathan, and we know what happened and all that, the kind of propaganda and the way they went about it. But when the APC now came to fore, the moment they started criticizing them, they started looking for how to get those people down. You know, some of the earliest PDP spokesperson who were attacked, some of them were attacked, you know. So we are getting there politically, but our problems are much. And the political parties must stay by the rules. The courts have consistently said that you need to, if the court say you must have a primaries and the parties are adopting primaries, you have to do it fully and proper. If you adopt a part, you have to do it fully and proper. You don't adopt it halfway or do it halfway. You are saying you are going to have election, a primary election, and you are conducting it as if you have a consensus. So that is what is not good enough. But I know they will get to court. The court will make pronouncement and they'll move on from there.
All right. So finally, let's take a look at the influence of the president, of course, who is the leader of the party. In the last governorship election that held months back, which produced the governor of Kogi State, the governor of Imo State, and also the governor of Bayelsa State. You know, the president, of course, came and said that he was going to do everything possible to ensure that those took place. Of course, Imo State was successful. Kogi State was successful. I think Bayelsa State wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yes. So why do you think this wouldn't be the case, hopefully, when the election kicks off, the influence of the president? And do you really think that in our electoral learning and practice as time goes on, do you think there is need for the president to maybe push in some influence in assuring that his party takes a center stage, knowing that, of course, the most important thing is development, no matter who takes over the position?
When we do this analysis, one of the very weak chain to our electoral process is INEC. INEC, most times, INEC is compromised. INEC does not have a mind of its own. Even when the management is, the returning officers and the officials, when they get to the field, they do the bidding of the politician, or they turn it upside down. They do it according to the highest bidder. That's one very big problem. We don't have an independent INEC. We don't have one that is corruption-free. So that is why you will see a politician will pick an INEC official at gunpoint and say, you have to do, you collected this thing. So why am I hearing another thing? You understand? So when they soil their hands, they are not able to function any longer. They are not able to function proper. Even some other convictions follow those who snatch ballot boxes to go and endorse the process.
Do you think Professor Mahmoud Yakub has overstayed his welcome?
Well, it doesn't matter whether you have overstayed his welcome or not. He got a second listing to it. So let him stay as long as it's allowed by law. But I think he has contributed largely to the decadence that were witnessed in our political sphere lately. Because you cannot sit down and oversee INEC and we have all these things going on. You can't do that. From the presidential election, where they talk about the technical glitch and all that, they will upload, they will not upload, they will upload, they will not upload. They upload the one that is convenient, and they will fail to upload the other one because they want to do malpractice. So when we have the right people in leadership, we will have the right political machinery to drive governance. But as long as the kind of people we have, there are people who do not care about the success or failure of this country, who are not patriotic, who are only loyal to money and survival, we cannot move forward.
Very true. Very, very true. Just like we often say, no matter who takes over the position of the beautiful Ondo State, what we're much more concerned about is good governance. Because when there is good governance, Ondo people actually do not care who takes over the position of the governor of their state. I'd love to say thank you, sir, for being part of our show. It was really, indeed, an engaging, entertaining, and educative conversation. And for you, you've taken out time to watch us. We want to say thank you so very much for your time. But please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Like, comment, and follow us on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV S7. I am Henry Igwebike, and on behalf of the entire team, thank you for watching once more. Bye-bye from us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.